In this video, you will see how you can unlock knowledge networks and skills in very limited time. This exercise is what we call How Can I Help You? And it is covering the S exercises shared resources. So why is it so important to apply this exercise in your work context or in your life? Well, first of all, it represents continuous learning and development or constant innovation. This is what you will unlock through this exercise. And this is number one demand of all organizations that I know of that are kind of struggling how to structure that, how to engage their or motivate their employees in getting the best out of them and learn and develop while working. Second of all, it also unlocks social capital. That means capital, human capital, that people have knowledge, networks and skills and they're willing to exchange or create together. This can happen within the organization, in their networks, but of course also with stakeholders from outside. It all depends how you will facilitate this exercise. Another reason is why you should really apply this exercise is that it creates likability between people. And this is something you cannot force or by a meeting or by an organizational structure. Likability between people is something that unlocks through intrinsic motivation. And this exercise will emphasize that and champion that. Last but not least, why you should apply this exercise is that people find it overall very hard to ask help, especially to strangers or people they do not really know. And this exercise creates a culture where people can continuously support, help each other whenever they feel like it and trust one and the other. Well, there's some beautiful metaphors also that resonate with this exercise. For example, what goes around comes around, and also the power of synchronicity, where supply and demand meet in an organic way, and giving is receiving. All these kinds of metaphors will come across in this exercise and maybe make people think, even when the exercise is over, on a more macro level. Some examples how people apply this exercise in a successful way and what they get out of it. Well, one example is of a business owner. Through this exercise, he met his investor and also he created a support team around him. People that validated his product, gave him feedback, and also had some networks for him to meet his first customers. Another example is an innovator working at the province of North Holland. She was able to connect the management with the operational level in her organization. So multi-governance engagement, as we call it. And because of this, a lot of biasness about both parties were illuminated and get rid of. Third of all, as an example is I used to work at this huge investors conference in India, Bangalore, and here there were a lot of investors and social entrepreneurs that find it really difficult to connect. And through this exercise, all those people collided, as they call it, and met each other based on a human level. So not so much about how much they earn or what position they have. They didn't feel intimidated just because somebody facilitated and accelerated that process to meet in a humble way and then of course do business. Last but not least, another example is that one of our practitioners met one of the directors of her school, of her organization, and he expressed to have some doubts about his leadership and if she could help him, give him some advice about how to pull that off. She was flabbergasted that she got this question, and since then, they're in a great relationship and they can build on each other, even though they have different profiles in the organization. Okay, so some practicalities. Well, first of all, if there's an odd number, you can always join. And again, this is not a blueprint that I represent you, but play around with the format a little bit. You can work in duos, in trios, with groups, in a rotation, or randomly throughout the space. You will see in the instruction videos in a second how it can be done. I wish you all the luck and wisdom. We do it in 3 ways, so people can know how you can facilitate in several ways. The first way is what we call like the rotation wheel or something. What you will be doing is that 3 of you will stand in the middle with the backs towards one and the other, so you get one person, one person, one person. And the other 3 that are left, pick someone that you do not know, and get in connection with them by simply shaking his or her hand. Can I practice with you? And you say, hey, my name is Jessica. I'm a trainer of leadership development skills and coach of entrepreneurs. How can I help you? And then Lalo replies in terms of what he needs for maybe his business or maybe even his life in general, but it would be nice if you try to put it in the context of your business as we work in this freelance space now. The person that stands in the middle will receive the question, how can I help you? So that means that the people on the outside will approach the other first. Yeah? So, well, maybe you 3, you will stand in the middle with the backs towards one and the other. Lalo, can you maybe swap one? Swap. Cool. And I will say switch whenever 2 minutes is over, and then you will shake hands again. And then the other person says his or her name, how can I help you? And then we rotate, yeah? So people in the outside circle, go for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm Lalo. I'm an interior designer. Interior designer. Yeah. So
how to arrange it and where to place the furniture.
Okay, and wrap up the conversation. Make sure you later on after this session you exchange emails and all that. You're not gone, there's still the lunch, you're still here in a moment. And make one rotation to clockwise, to the right it is. Yes. The people in the middle stand still. All right, so if we can stand in a little circle again. Awesome. I always love, especially to find this last exercise, I always like to harvest if it was really impactful or not. Also people that practice this exercise, it's really important that people start to realize, well, wow, maybe I didn't gain like a clear resource, but some other people really gained a lot. So it's important to have these moments. And maybe tomorrow I'm unlucky, or maybe you're not even aware of that whatever you've learned today will pop up tomorrow in your head and will be helpful. So hands up, who got something out of this final round with the wheel? Hands up. Okay.
I'm moving to a new place in 2 or 3 weeks' time, so I'm thinking about what colors to use for the walls and how to put the furniture. And he's an interior designer.
Yay! Synchronicity, eh? It's not a coincidence, Lalo. It's not a coincidence. So, in this instruction video, you already saw some synchronicity unlocking between people that had never met before. There might be some challenges while you apply this exercise. One of them is that you should be very clear on your instructions. Some people kind of, just start to chit-chat with one or the other, or do not really shake hands, or ask the other person, about his problems or business. It's very key for you to be very bold on your instructions and on your side coaching. And with side coaching, I mean to be very supportive as well. In the next video, the T video, you will see how you can unlock ongoing change and transformation. So we will deal with that later on. Another thing is that often people need some time to come up with a help question. And sometimes I forget it myself, but it's really good if you come up with more or less 3 minutes, if you give people 3 minutes to think of a helping question that could really change their workflow or their life, and to make it as concrete as possible. The more concrete, the more possible it is that others can help this person. So I always make a joke like, how can I become a billionaire tomorrow? You know, these are very vague questions. Try to make it as specific as possible and encourage them to do so. If people are still kind of doubting, like, but I don't know any help question, and you know, after 3 minutes, then just say, okay, let's go with the flow. The other person will start, and I'm sure during the conversation something will pop up. And maybe you helping the other is also helping yourself. You know, this is also what we advocate. You empower yourself by unlocking the potential of others. So this can also comfort them that it's okay not to know a question on forehand. Another thing, or it's not really a challenge, but maybe an advice, is that of course after a while you can also change the power question. Now we post a power question there, how can I help you? But you can also ask the question that I really love personally, why do you do what you do? And of course, translate it to the specific work context. If there's people, you know, a team of people that you work with and everyone knows one and the other, then it's maybe nice to ask, why do you do what you do within this team? If it's entrepreneurs that have never met before, maybe you can say, why do you do what you do in your business, etc. So I'm sure you can make the translation yourself. Well, this was it for now. If you have any questions, let me know. And the next video will be the T video that enables you to unlock ongoing change and transformation. All the best.